Chad Ochocinco Johnson lifestyle and net worth. Chad Ochocinco Johnson, born Chad Javon Johnson, on January 9, 1978, is an American former professional football player who was a wide receiver. He played college football for Santa Monica College and Oregon State University, and played 11 seasons in the National Football League, NFL, for the Cincinnati Bengals and the New England Patriots. He was drafted by the Bengals in the second round of the 2001 NFL Draft, and played for the Bengals for 10 seasons. In 2011, Johnson was traded to the Patriots, for whom he played in Super Bowl 46. In 2012, Johnson played for the Miami Dolphins during preseason but was released following his arrest for domestic violence. He played for the Montreal Alouettes of the Canadian Football League, CFL, from 2014 to 2015, and played one game in 2017 for the Mexican team, Monterrey Fundidores, of the Liga de Fútbol Americano Profesional. Johnson emerged as one of the NFL's most productive wide receivers of the 2000s and owns nearly every Bengals receiving record. In April 2011, CNBC listed Johnson as number 1 on its list of most influential athletes in social media. Johnson was a 6-time NFL Pro Bowler, was named to 4 All-Pro teams and was voted as the number 1 wide receiver on the Bengals' 40th anniversary team. Chad Johnson has a net worth of approximately $15 million. He is 6 feet 1 inches tall, which is equivalent to 1.85 meters tall. That being said, let's touch down. Chad Johnson early life, marriage and arrest. Johnson was born in Miami, Florida. He graduated from Miami Beach Senior High School. Johnson briefly attended Langston University. He did not play football at the school. Putting that aside, and on November 16, 2010, Johnson proposed to basketball wives star Evelyn Lozada, whom he had been dating since earlier in the year. Chad Johnson and Evelyn Lozada married on July 4, 2012. The day before the wedding, a fan reached out to Johnson on Twitter for prayers after losing her husband the previous month. Johnson, in return, invited her on an all-expenses-paid trip to the wedding. On August 11, 2012, Johnson was arrested on a charge of domestic battery, and this is according to Florida Police Department. Johnson allegedly headbutted Lozada following an argument. Johnson was released the following afternoon on $2,500 bond. Later that day, he was also released by the Miami Dolphins. 3 days later, Lozada filed for divorce claiming that her marriage was irretrievably broken. The divorce was finalized on September 19, 2012. On September 21, 2012, Johnson entered a plea of no contest to misdemeanor domestic battery, avoiding jail time in an agreement with prosecutors and Lozada. He then received a year of probation. A warrant was issued for Johnson's arrest for allegedly violating the terms of his probation on May 7, 2013. According to the Broward County Sheriff's Office, Johnson failed to meet with probation specialists on February 15 and March 15, and failed to show proof of enrollment and completion of a batterer's intervention program. On May 20, Johnson turned himself in and was released later in the day after posting a $1,000 bond. On June 10, 2013, Johnson was sentenced to 30 days in jail for violating his probation. Although a plea deal that called for no jail time was reached, Judge Kathleen McHugh rejected it after Johnson playfully slapped his male attorney on the buttocks in court. The judge said that Johnson was not taking things seriously enough, even after he apologized. In addition to the jail sentence, his probation was extended for 3 months through December, and he was required to perform 25 hours of community service and to undergo 2 counseling sessions per week. Johnson was released from jail after apologizing to the court on June 17. Chad Johnson personal life. Johnson has 9 children. His son, Chad Jr., is a wide receiver at Arizona State University. Johnson became engaged in January 2023. To be precise, he proposed to his fiancée, Sharelle Rosado, in January 2023. Johnson and Rosado first met via Instagram and went public with their romance in November 2020. The following year, the couple announced they were expecting their first child together. Their daughter, Serenity Paula Johnson, was born in January 2022. Sharelle Rosado is the CEO of Tampa-based real estate brokerage, Allure Realty. She founded the firm, which focuses on the luxury market in Tampa Bay, Florida, Miami, and Charlotte, in 2019. She also starred in Netflix's Selling Tampa, a spin-off series of the popular show, Selling Sunset. The reality show followed an all-black, all-female cast of Allure agents, and aired for one season in 2021. In May 2007, Johnson was sued for allegedly not giving away a Lexus that was supposed to be raffled off. The suit added two plaintiffs who claimed that they had won trips from Johnson, one to Europe, the other to Hawaii, that Johnson never awarded. Johnson has interests in sports outside of football. In June 2007, he foot raced against a thoroughbred racehorse over a furlong, 220 yards/200 meters, for charity. Johnson, given a 110-yard head start, beat the horse by 12 lengths. He is a Napoli supporter, which is in Italy, Europe. Johnson constantly shows his support for several soccer teams on his official Twitter account. In March 2015, Johnson garnered attention as he was involved in a tweeting exchange with the Buffalo Sabres of the NHL regarding the acquisition of Chad Johnson, the goaltender of the same name. He is an avid player of the FIFA video game series, frequently referring to himself as FIFA King. He also frequently accepts challenges from fans on Twitter and even occasionally, when traveling, will go over to people's houses and play them. Johnson was featured as the guest host of WWE Raw on September 13, 2010. Chad Johnson acting and other ventures. In June 2011, Johnson filmed a cameo role as himself for the 2012 film, American Reunion. He also appeared as a former captain of the BMS Goats on the Season 3 premiere of the television show, Blue Mountain State, and as himself on the Season 2 premiere of the television show, The League. He was also featured in the series, The Game, as himself. He voiced himself and his likeness was featured on an episode of Squidbillies, titled, Lean Green Touchdown McAfeeing Machine, Season 5, Episode 9. He appeared on the cover of EA's 2006 video game, NFL Street 3. He is the main adversary in the game, and narrates the tutorials with Clinton Portis and Byron Leftwich. On October 25, 2006, in honor of Hispanic Heritage Month, Johnson, whose jersey number was 85, announced that he would prefer to be called Ocho Cinco, which is 8-5 in Spanish. During warm-ups for the October 29, 2006 game against the Atlanta Falcons, the back of his jersey read, Ocho Cinco, instead of C. Johnson. Quarterback Carson Palmer ripped the label off the jersey to reveal the usual C. Johnson. According to ESPN, Johnson was fined $5,000 for the stunt despite the fact that he did not wear the Ocho Cinco name tag during the game. Johnson legally changed his name to Chad Javon Ocho Cinco on August 29, 2008. The Cincinnati Bengals decided to allow him to have it on the back of his jersey, though he continued to wear his old C. Johnson jersey during the 2008 football season because of contractual obligations with Reebok. He played with Ocho Cinco on the back of his jersey from the 2009 season to the 2011 season. Thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe to our channel for such interesting content.